Hi, I'm Corey Gerard, and I'm coming back to you at Monster Wars. I have another epic battle for you all, which will showcase Amenia, the Vampire Queen, versus Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. So, the story now begins in front of a city sign that says Detroit. It is now daytime as the scene is shown motioning quickly through this city, and then it slows at a neighborhood street that's called American, which is situated off of Warren Avenue. Now suddenly it becomes nighttime and the motioning is seen moving above the houses on American. Then the motion slowly moves at one home in particular. Then it moves inside to Buffy Summers, who's now shown laying on her back in bed at her chosen time of rest. It certainly appears to be very dark in this temporary home of hers. Then a noise is heard as though someone is walking up the stairs. Now Buffy is seen opening her eyes and then gets out of bed while wearing a gray tank top t-shirt with plaid PJ pajamas. We then see her quickly hurry to the top of the steps from her second floor bedroom, and the house appears to be removed from light because none are turned on at this time. Buffy is then seen peeking down the stairs, and she is heard replying, "Is anyone there?" Then suddenly a light is shown flickering on the first floor as if candles are lit. So Buffy proceeds to walk down the steps as seen doing so. And when she gets to the bottom, shock is then shown on Buffy's facial expression after looking at the fireplace. Now, a shrine of skulls is shown surrounding the fireplace with bright candles as a red neon sign that says Amenia provides the centerpiece. We then see Buffy reply Amenia while walking closer to the shrine. Then suddenly loud horror rap music is heard outside. So Buffy looks out of the front window as seen doing so. She then sees a customized funeral limo hearse stop in front of her home while its loud music plays a terrorizing song. Buffy then appears amazed because of the limo's encrusted lighting system. Then suddenly the hearse doors are shown opening, and then 8 men quickly get out and rush to Buffy's house. And these creatures are seen growling very loudly as they charge in. Buffy then is shown getting away from the window in a hurry, and then she turns and sees an angry-looking black female vampire who's now seen growling with both fangs out, and the vampire is wearing all black, including a cowgirl's hat. Buffy then appears a bit startled and is next shown waking up from that nightmare in her bed. Now we see Buffy reply, "Amenia is coming," and then gets out of bed. She then walks over and looks out of her bedroom window, but nothing appears to be out of the ordinary on this nighttime. So Buffy leaves the room while the lights are off. She is clearly seen wearing a Killborn black t-shirt with blue panties. Buffy proceeds to walk down the stairway and is seen arriving to the dark, quiet living room. This Slayer now sees no skull shrines surrounding her fireplace, so she enters the dining area of this home and says, "I know you are here." Then all of a sudden, Buffy hears loud knocking at her front door. Then the knocking is heard at her back basement door as well. The vampire slayer is then shown making her way to the front window again and looks out of it. Now that creepy funeral limo is seen parked right in front of Buffy's house, but it isn't playing loud music nor showing any lighting. Now so suddenly Buffy's fireplace is heard igniting on its own. Buffy quickly looks over at it and sees a woman sitting in a chair by the flames, and this mysterious lady is shown dressed in black with a cowgirl hat. Now Buffy appears ever more curious and begins to slowly walk towards the mystery woman as seen doing so. Buffy is then seen replying, "So you must be Amenia, and all of this is meant to scare me." Then, while facing Buffy, Amenia's eyes start to emit a bright red glow as she's now shown replying, "And you the Slayer, I presume." Then suddenly Buffy's front door is heard opening, and then Buffy is seen turning as growling horned monsters are shown quickly approaching her. Now Buffy appears to be much more shocked, and then she's shown waking up from another bad dream. The Slayer's eyes are wide open inside of this quiet dark room. She then looks over at her clock on the stand and it says 3:17 a.m. We now see Buffy reply, "No more bad dreams, not again." Then suddenly another female voice is heard and it says, "Yes, Buffy, again." Now the bedroom light is seen turning on, and then Amenia, the vampire queen, jumps on top of Buffy's bed. Then Buffy is seen quickly rolling out of the bed to the bottom left side of it, as Amenia barely misses grabbing Buffy, as shown doing so. Now Buffy is seen grabbing a mini crossbow gun and then quickly shoots at Amenia, but Amenia uses her quicker vampire reflexes to knock the arrow into the wall by slapping it away from her. Next, Buffy is shown grabbing two mini crossbows this time, which were under her bed, as the vampire now stands on top of it while dressed in all black yet again. We then see the Slayer shoot both arrows out at Amenia, but the arrows shatter in pieces as Amenia blocks them with an enchanted left hand. Then Amenia is seen replying, "Are you scared yet, Slayer?" And then the vampire queen appears confident while levitating off of the bed. Buffy then quickly charges in and grabs the vampire queen by her black silk shirt collars, and Buffy is seen replying, "So you're my next kill." And then a smiling vampire queen is shown replying, "I think not, Slayer, and this isn't your precious Sunnydale." Then, as a show of superior strength, Amenia fastly grabs Buffy by her neck and then lifts the Slayer to the ceiling with one hand, as seen doing so. Now Amenia is shown saying, "Yes, I almost forgot. Your little Sunnydale is no more." Then Amenia is seen throwing Buffy through her bedroom wall and into the outer hallway, which also has its light on. Now Buffy appears to be very angry and seemingly recuperates fast due to her Slayer powers. She then quickly runs back through the busted wall as the vampire queen is shown looking angrier at Buffy. Then Buffy is seen punching and kicking at Amenia, so the vampire engages her back. Now both combatants appear very skilled at their fighting arts. The Slayer is seen battling while wearing a blue t-shirt with cargo track pants, and the Vampire Queen strikes fiercely at Buffy while wearing a long black jacket, black pants, and black hat. Now Amenia is seen showing her fangs and then connects a punch to the Slayer's chest. Buffy was knocked back from that blow and onto her bed. The Queen then rushes on the Slayer, but Buffy is shown kicking the Queen off with both legs and into the wall, which is heard cracking. Then Buffy quickly charges Amenia and then grabs her left shoulder after striking the Vampire Queen with a knee to the stomach. We then see Buffy throw the Queen through the same wall which divides the hallway. Now there are two large openings shown in that wall. Then Amenia's hat is shown between her busted part of the wall. Buffy is next shown grabbing two handheld battle axes from a top dresser drawer, as a long-haired Amenia is soon seen making an angry growl in the outer hallway. Amenia then walks near the opening of the wall as Buffy prepares for battle again, as shown doing so. Now the lights in the home go off and the focus is on Buffy, who looks all curious in her dark bedroom. Then the lights appear back on and Amenia is standing in front of the Slayer at that same very time. We then see Buffy attempt to slice Amenia with her battle axes, but the Vampire Queen is shown quickly knocking both of those weapons to the floor opposites. Now, a fanged showing Queen is seen slapping Buffy in the face, and then Amenia lifts the Slayer into the air and flies her into bedroom walls. The Vampire Queen is now heard saying, "Your Slayer blood is mine." Then Amenia crashes through the bedroom door and then is shown flying Buffy hard into a hallway wall. Next, the ruthless vampire suddenly flies Buffy down her stairs as first floor lights are seen turning on, and when they arrive in the dining room, the Queen is seen gently laying Buffy on the long table, but also places her body on top of the Slayer's. Then Amenia bites Buffy on her right side neck and begins to drain the Slayer, and she is shown dying. Then Amenia slices her own wrist with a sharp fingernail, and then Buffy is shown being fed the Queen's blood, while the Slayer is seen laying on her back. Now the scene is shown motioning to the ceiling above Amenia and Buffy. Then the Vampire Queen is heard saying, "Now you will be my Slayer vampire." The end. Thanks for tuning in for this edition of Monster Wars.